In a cave, with nothing but scraps. That's where Tony Stark's story as Iron Man began. His captors thought they trapped a man with no way out, but instead of despairing, Stark used what he had, the crude materials, his genius, and a lot of grit, to build the Mark I suit. Let's be honest, the Mark I was ugly. It was a walking tank with limited mobility and zero finesse, but it served its purpose. It got him out of that cave alive, and more importantly, it was the start of something incredible. Stark's suits are unrecognizable compared to that clunky prototype. He's flying at supersonic speeds, using bleeding-edge nanotechnology, and building armors designed for specific challenges, like taking on the Hulk or surviving the vacuum of space. Each version of his armor wasn't just an upgrade, it was a solution to a problem he'd encountered. And every one of those problems taught him something new. Tony Stark didn't build the perfect suit on his first try, or even the 50th. He iterated, he tested, failed, learned, and refined. And that's the lesson here. Iteration is what takes us from good to great. It's how we go from an idea to something extraordinary. Whether you're writing stories, building a business, or even working on yourself, iteration is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. Iteration is the process of taking something rough, unfinished, or flawed, and improving it through cycles of testing, learning, and refining. It's about taking steps forward, even if they're small, building on what works while fixing what doesn't. It is also the lifeblood of the creative process because creativity itself is really a one-and-done affair. The first spark of an idea is just the beginning, like a rough diamond waiting to be shaped. Iteration is the process that turns the raw idea into something remarkable. Here's why it matters so much. First, iteration allows growth through practice. Creativity isn't about innate genius. It's about showing up, doing the work, and refining over time. Every attempt teaches you something new. Each failure or imperfection isn't a setback. It's a valuable piece of data. For instance, a writer who realizes their pacing is off in a draft, but that realization only comes through the act of writing and reviewing. Without iteration, that insight wouldn't exist. Second, iteration reveals hidden potential. Sometimes, what you start with isn't where you end up, and that's the beauty of it. Your first version might seem uninspired, but with every pass, you can find new depth, angles, and connections you didn't see before. This discovery process is where creativity thrives. Third, iteration builds confidence. Each improvement, no matter how small, reinforces that you're capable of making progress. This isn't just about the work itself. It's about shaping the mindset that growth is possible, that every draft, every version, is a step closer to something you're proud of. Finally, iteration is how you get to your best work. Perfection is a myth, but iteration allows you to edge closer to the best version of your idea. It gives you the space to experiment, adapt, and evolve your vision. By cycling through ideas, testing them, and refining them, you don't just create something better, you also learn, grow, and become better at your craft. The creative process is a journey, not a destination. And iteration is the vehicle that drives that journey forward. Whether you're crafting a story, designing a product, or working on yourself, the magic of iteration is in its power to transform something ordinary into something extraordinary. It's not always about getting it perfect, it's about getting it done, and then making it better. And that's why it matters. And with all of that said, I'll see you in March. I'll still be here posting daily articles and replying to comments, but it's time for me to enter into the next iteration of this channel and my vision for storytelling as a whole. 2024 was great for helping me get back to my core and acquire a number of skills which you've yet to see. 2025, meanwhile, well, it'll be an important step in my vision, which I am now calling the Storytelling Enlightenment. If you wish to learn more about what I'm up to, well, take a look at everything I've made so far. I'll just say this, I haven't forgotten any project or concept I've wanted to expand on. In fact, what I'm doing now will make it easier than ever for people to explore it in detail.